Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video on the channel. So in this video I wanted to discuss whether you should buy the M4 Mac Mini or the M4 MacBook Air. Guys, I know what you're going to say. They're very different types of devices, but they're also very similar devices in my opinion as well. Obviously one's a desktop computer and one's a laptop, but they both have the M4 chip. They both run Mac OS, and you can pretty much do exactly the same thing on both of these devices, such as running your daily tasks, browsing the web, video editing if you do that, 3D graphic design, things like that, running Blender. You can do a lot of things on these devices. So they're very different, but they're very similar as well. So I think it is worth the discussion as to which one you should buy out of the two. So that's what we're going to do in this video. But before we discuss that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do subscribe to the channel, and I'd really appreciate that. So yeah guys, the M4 Mac Mini, as you can see, I've got that on my desk as well, and the M4 MacBook Air. I've really been enjoying using both of these devices. They're both excellent devices and really good value for money this year. With the MacBook Air, being slashed in its price, it's only, I believe, so it's £1,000 or $1,000 in the US as the base price, and you can actually pick it up on really good deals on Amazon as well. So you can pick this up as low as $849. The Mac Mini has always been a good deal from the beginning, as we have 16 gigabytes of RAM as standard in these Macs now, which has made a really big difference. But the price hasn't changed, or in the case of the MacBook Air, has actually been lowered. So they're both really good value for money, and so both of these devices are excellent devices. But which one should you buy? For me, I've got both, and I think that's the kind of like the sweet spot, is to have both. Is to have a desktop computer which is stuck at your desk, is not going to move anywhere. You can attach things to it like a speaker. As you can see, I've got the Beats Pill. That's the newest addition to my desk setup. The Beats Pill, that's attached via USB-C, and that's amazing. You can get lossless audio through that USB-C cable. That's just a side note, coming back to the topic in hand. And so you can, basically what I'm trying to say is, you can attach different peripherals to your Mac Mini, and it's just stuck there. You're not going to be moving it around like you maybe would do with the MacBook Air. And you've got plenty of ports as well. You've got two USB-C ports on the front, and I believe three Thunderbolt 4 ports on the back, along with a HDMI port, and also you get the headphone jack on the front as well, and you get the Ethernet port on the back too. So you get a lot more ports with the Mac Mini, and you get less ports on the MacBook Air. So if you were to coming back to the point, basically the sweet spot is to have both. And that's what I have. I have a really powerful desktop computer with the M4 base model Mac Mini, and I have a portable machine if I need to go out and about somewhere, or if I want to work from a cafe, or if I would just want to go to a different room and work from there, or even just browse the web from a different room. It doesn't have to be work. You can also enjoy using your devices as well, and that's what I use it for basically. This is my portable machine. That's my desktop computer. Both are really powerful, and basically they do everything I need them to do. And yeah, I think the sweet spot is having both of them. If you can have a powerful desktop computer and a powerful laptop as well, I think that's the sweet spot, having both. But I understand that not a lot of you guys can have both. You don't have the budget for both, or you just want one device where you store everything, all of your files, all of your videos. If you do video editing, maybe you have a YouTube channel, you want just one central location where you just store everything. If that's you and you just want one device, which one should you go for? So first you've got to decide. The first point you've got to think about is, are you going to be portable? Are you going to be portable even 5% of the time? And if you are, then the Mac Mini is not going to help you that much, unless you have a portable display which you take around with you to different rooms in your house. Or if you go traveling with your MacBook, the Mac Mini isn't going to help you too much. I know you can take it to different, like, hotel rooms, and you can connect it up to the monitor or the TV in the hotel room, but that's not always possible. And if you want to use it like on the train or on the plane or something like that, the Mac Mini is not really ideal for that. For that, the MacBook Air is ideal. It's really small. It's a 13-inch display on the, obviously the smaller 13-inch, and it fits really nicely on airplane tables, the ones that you just pull out. It will fit nice and easily really on that. And so the MacBook Air, if you do travel, even I mentioned even 5% of the time, because say 5% of the time that you do want to travel, the Mac Mini is not going to really help you too much, whereas the MacBook Air will. This is going to be a really good traveling machine. You can take it out and about with you, get some work done, and but you can also dock it up to your computer when you're at home. So you can use it as a desktop and also as a portable machine. If you pick up one of these, like I've got one of these, I picked it up recently. It's the human-centric, a vertical laptop stand, I believe it's called. And you can just pop your MacBook in here. I'll show you how it works, actually. I mean, most of you guys probably know how it works, but I'll show you anyway. You can just pop your MacBook in here, down, just like that, in there. And you can have it to the side of your desk, just there. Or you can pop it behind the monitor, wherever you want to put it on your desk. Connect up a DisplayPort cable via USB-C, via Thunderbolt, or connect it, via the... We don't have HDMI, do we? Okay, connect it up via the Thunderbolt here, and you can actually use this as your desktop computer. So that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I work from a different room. I'll be watching something really good on TV. I'm quite into snooker, on a side note. But yeah, if I'm watching something and I start my video editing, in front of the TV, and I want to continue it upstairs in this room here, I can just pop it in this, connect it up to my display, take the cable out of my Mac Mini, pop it into here, and continue my video editing. And I'm editing basically the videos you see on the channel, these YouTube videos. So that's one really cool thing to have, the human-centric vertical laptop stand. It's not a sponsored video. They haven't sponsored me or anything like that. I purchased it with my own money from Amazon, but it's a really cool little accessory to have for your MacBook Air. And what I'm trying to say is the MacBook Air you can actually use as your desktop computer as well as your portable machine. So I think even if you have to be portable only 5% of the time, you still need a portable device. And if you only want one, the MacBook Air in one of a stand just like this, you don't have to get this one. You can pick up an accessory just like this, dock up your MacBook to your monitor and do some work as your desktop computer. Apple Silicon machines are really efficient, really powerful, and generally you don't have to worry too much about the battery swelling or anything like that, like we had to worry about with the old Intel machines. You should be absolutely fine connecting this up and having it powered most of the time, because generally the way these machines are designed, if you plug them up and you have them in clamshell mode, they act as a desktop. So I don't think you've got anything to worry about in terms of the battery swelling up or any battery degrading or having any issues with your battery. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you had one of these M series Apple Silicon machines, and have you had issues with them being in clamshell mode and having them plugged up to a power source for long periods of time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but I don't think you'll have a problem. If you are concerned, just take the cable out at the end of the day when you finish work for the day. Take the power cable out, take the DisplayPort cable out, and then you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. So if you are going to be portable even 5% of the time and you only have one Mac, then probably go for an option like this. Go for a setup like this. Have your MacBook docked up to a monitor, and then you can have it as a desktop computer when you're at home, and then you can take it out on the go when you need to be portable, when you want to go to a cafe and work from there, when you want to go to a different room. You've got that capability there with this setup. So yeah, that's probably answered your question, but if it hasn't, we'll continue, and I've got a few other points I want to discuss as well. So guys, if you have got a monitor, keyboard and mouse already, then I suggest actually a Mac Mini, because if you've got those peripherals already, you only need to spend maybe about $600 for the base model Mac Mini, and then you've got all the other peripherals already. You've got your keyboard and mouse and your monitor, and you don't actually have to spend that much more. So instead of paying $1,000 for the base model MacBook Air, you can actually save $400 and go for the base model Mac Mini, and then you'll save $400 that way. So if you've already got a monitor, keyboard and mouse, it might be a good idea to go for a Mac Mini if you are obviously just going to stay at your desk most of the time. Yeah, another point which I've probably mentioned in the video already is about the ports. With the MacBook Air, you only get the headphone jack there, and the 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports there, and the MagSafe charging port there. So you don't get a whole lot of ports with the MacBook Air, whereas on the Mac Mini you get a whole lot of ports. You don't get USB-C, you don't get USB-A, sorry, which is kind of like a disappointment, but I guess USB-C is the way forward, and you can buy adapters, you can buy dongles and docks and things like that, which you can use with your Mac Mini. So that's just one thing to keep into consideration. You do get more ports with the Mac Mini. You get the 2 USB-C ports on the front, the headphone jack, and all the ports at the back, the Thunderbolt 4 ports at the back, 3 of them, and you also get the gigabit Ethernet at the back as well, and you get the obviously the power as well, which is not a port, but what's the other one you get? It is the the HDMI port as well. So you get a whole variety of ports with the Mac Mini, and so if you need the ports, then the Mac Mini is a really good choice. Also, the Mac Mini has a fan. The MacBook Air doesn't have a fan, so if you're running GPU intensive applications, things which are going to get the fan running, intensive applications, maybe you're running Blender, and the Mac Mini might be a better choice because of having that fan. You'll get that sustained performance because you've got that active cooling system in there, whereas a MacBook Air doesn't actually have that. We have no fans. It is a passive cooling system which we have in the MacBook Air. So just keep that in mind if you're running GPU intensive tasks, very very much intensive tasks with your Mac, then the Mac Mini might be a better option, or MacBook Pro if you need to be portable. My views are a desktop is meant to be a desktop and a laptop is meant to be a laptop. I do believe that, but there is obviously the case for docking your MacBook up, and I get that as well, and that might be something I consider in the future as well, who knows. But at the moment, I feel like having a desktop just at your desk, having all your peripherals attached to that Mac, whether it's a Mac Mini, whether it's a Mac Studio, any desktop Mac, it's a really a powerful solution to have that. You get a good fan in the Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini M4 Pro even, and the Mac Studio. You get those fans there, and I think a desktop is meant to be a desktop and a laptop is meant to be a laptop. And things like dust going into it, the Mac Mini is designed so dust doesn't go into it, whereas the MacBook Air, if you have it docked up, you might get some dust going into the body, and you might have to obviously just clean it out regularly. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you have it, what I'm trying to say is if you have it docked up just like that, you might get some dust going in there, and it might be more easily knocked over on a desk. Whereas the Mac Mini, look how tiny it is. It's so small, really a pleasure to have on your desk. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Neither does this if you have it docked up, but it does have, it just is more visible on the desk compared to the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is just so cleaner, so much more cleaner to have on your desk compared to the MacBook Air when it's docked up. But honestly, there's so much flexibility now. You can have a MacBook Pro, you can have a MacBook Air, you can have a Mac Mini. They will all do the job for you. This is how powerful Apple Silicon is, and we're very very lucky to have these devices and to live in the era of the Apple Silicon M chips. They're just honestly so good, so efficient, and so powerful at the same time. Really good devices. And again, coming back to the point, I believe the sweet spot is having both, if you can have both. But if you are to have one and you need to be portable, even 5% of the time, the MacBook Air, in my opinion, is the way to go. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd really be interested to know, what is your setup? Do you have a docked MacBook at home? Do you have a Mac Mini? Do you have a Mac Studio? What do you have? What's your setup? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I guess that's it for this one. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, drop it a like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I'd really appreciate that. See you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.